Let's talk anime. Hello and welcome to Brandon's Discuss Anime, the Reckless Amoeba podcast. I am your main host number one, Brandon Horvath, and I'm not alone. As usual, I have some partners in crime. Brandon Falinger. Dude, you're on!
I'm sorry, I just wanted to reinforce the point that you are, in fact, alone.
Again.
I'm here for now, and then I'm going to leave you all alone again.
And I still kill.
What's up, guys? I was also gonna just not say anything, but I was laughing so hard.
So, there's no news on the Fooly Cooley front.
Dead silence.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting it, now that it's mid-January, them to at least say something about release dates, but hey, maybe by the time this episode comes out, we'll have a little bit of news, so...
I have news.
Putting out a new series?
Yeah, Fooly Cooley Seasons 2 and 3 are coming later this year.
Oh, cool.
Sometime. Until they get delayed, in which case, maybe next year if we're lucky.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that may happen.
It's a very big possibility. We can't ignore it. We must brace ourselves for the disappointment.
Oh, and something that I discovered a few days ago as I was searching around online that you may be interested in, Brandon. I'm not too sure how knowledgeable you are on the anime voice cast, but Kari Walgren, who voices your beloved Saber, was also Haruko.
Huh.
She's been doing Saber for the past 3 series, and she also does Haruko, so...
Huh, that's a very different voice. That's drastically different. Holy shit.
Yes. Hopefully she reprises in 2 and 3.
Alright, so here's one other thing I wanted to mention, just as a follow-up from last week. And I wanted to mention this because this is what threw me for a loop for a while, for watching Digimon Tamers. Obviously because I was a small child and because I did not know how to use the internet at the time, I watched the dub. I did not have access to the sub. So what I ended up thinking was that the Digimon 02 and 01 were connected to 3. Because I don't know if I blanked on the whole, it's not the same universe, it's actually a TV show part. Mainly because the voice actor that played Kari in 01 and 02 was the same voice actress that played the teacher in Tamers. Yes. So it threw me off. I'm like, wait, did Kari grow up and become a teacher? Where's Gatomon?
Huh.
It was one of the things that threw me off. I think it was a mistake on the dub side where it was to bring this person back and have her use the exact same voice.
And then say seasons 1 and 2 were a television show.
Which is only ever mentioned, I think, in the very first episode, hence why the teacher shows up multiple times throughout the series. It threw me off, and I kind of forgot about that. But it's one of those things where it's why would you, thinking back on it, why would you ever do that? You're going to confuse the audience.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those weird ones. Because no matter what you're going to do, even if it is just an offside character, it's going to make you jump back wait, is that Kari? Or is that, Yoli? Or whatever character it would be? And it's not, and the worst part is, the teacher's a recurring character. It's not just a throwaway one, so it's one of those confusing points.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as, actual news then goes, putting aside last week, I have some unfortunate news.
Unfortunate?
Unfortunate news. Dragon Ball Super is I'm going to assume on hiatus, if not ending, in March.
Is it because the death of Bulma's voice actress?
I don't know. That's the thing, right? Nobody's really sure. Because they don't say that it's, like, as of now, they don't have plans to bring it back. As far as I'm aware, anyway, they don't have plans. That could very well change. I know that they're coming out with a new Dragon Ball movie at the end of the year, in December. So whether or not they're shifting the Dragon Ball Super, animators over to work on the movie and, shutting down Super for the time being until that's done, maybe. If they're shutting down Super permanently until further notice, we only have like 8 episodes left.
So that means this arc is only 8 more episodes long.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's just, I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, if it is on hiatus, that gives them time to find a new voice actress to try and replace the old one who passed.
Whose name are you blanking on?
I'm blanking on, yeah. I remember the last name Suru. I think it's Hiromi Suru. Yeah, Hiromi Suru.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll give them time to potentially replace her. Find someone that does so. I've heard some people saying that maybe the voice actress that does Videl would be a good choice, as they've worked together fairly often, and they have a fairly similar voice. But they could just be going for a new person in general. Anyway, with the hiatus, it would give them time to figure that out.
Yeah. And then again, Dragon Ball itself was only like 120 episodes. So they could be going for another short Dragon Ball thing.
I mean, that's the other thing, right? Because like the current point of the Super arc is that we're in the Tournament of Power, where all of the strongest characters from all 12 universes are now there and fighting. So it's like, well, now what? What do we do after this?
Yeah.
And they set up different parts of it, like Vegeta going off to Cabba's universe and visiting the Saiyans over there. Like, that's a setup you have that you can easily work with.
Yeah, like some berserk Saiyan evil.
Even then, like, just going over and experiencing their version of the Saiyan planets. And, like, how their culture works. Yeah, but it's going either on hiatus or ending permanently, one of the two. There's no concrete thing to tell us otherwise. But don't worry, little dub boy. You don't got to worry about this for like a year and a half.
Okay. Anything on your side, Ryan?
One Punch Man Season 2 might come out this year.
Ooh.
I knew it was coming soon. I just didn't know when.
Yeah, they changed the animator.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, the whole production was Madhouse. And
Madhouse did a great job too, so this might be bad.
If it's production IG, that might not be the worst thing, because IG does a lot of good stuff.
It's just a matter of matching the style, though, because the minute you change that style, people are going to notice, and they're not going to be happy about it. People don't take well to the change like that.
It's going to JC Staff Studios, which did Slayers, Revolutionary Girl, Utena, and Excel Saga.
Excel Saga. That would be a fun episode to do a little bit further down the line.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. Almost 3 since the first season came out. So actually, yeah. So 2 years in December.
Yeah. And that episode might be coming in about 2 or 3 weeks. So we look forward to that.
Yeah. Excited about that. I'm gonna rewatch it for like the 3rd time. 4th time.
Yeah, I remember it being pretty good, but we need to watch it again. So much anime, so little time.
You have no idea.
So, let's get into today's anime. or in the case of today, not anime. Because it comes...
Huh?
Yep, today is not an anime. It's actually from France. So it's Western animation, for once. Yeah, we're gonna do a Western animation episode every now and then. We have like 2 or 3 down the line, and even further down the line, a puppet show. It is dark. I've seen like 2 episodes, and I'm like, I have to watch more of this, but other stuff came on. But it is Gen Orobuchi, so you know with Orobuchi involved, it's gonna be dark. Really dark.
Oh, I can't wait to see what my backstory's going to be.
With the frog voice.
It better not be green.
Okay, Ryan, have you ever seen Code Lyoko?
I've heard of it.
Do you want to take a guess what it's about?
Code Lyoko. And it's a French anime?
Yes, from France.
It is
All right.
inspired to be an anime, yes, but it is definitely not an anime itself.
Okay, so it's this is my guess. It's about this kid who rides his bike, and he has a basket on the front of it with baguettes, and the whole series follows these baguettes who talk to each other and to get crazy predicaments and try not to die.
Don't choke on your hot chocolate, sir.
Is this Baguette Party the sequel to Sausage Party? Is that what this is?
Super Baguette Ball Z.
So where is the Lyoko in this?
Shouldn't it be Super Baguette? God damn it, Super Baguette Basket Z. They're all in the basket.
Lyoko, it could be like the name of the baguette, you know,
Okay.
or the kid that like delivers the bread.
So wait, I got a question. So
Yeah.
if this is what the plot of the series is, then what happens at the end of every episode? Do they get horrifically eaten?
They escape near death, like say they're at like a restaurant and somebody, you know, they have endless bread because it's probably one of those, you know, like a French version of Olive Garden.
Okay, don't go on, please.
But like the baguettes like roll off on the floor or something, and they like roll out the back door. Like a stray dog picks them up, like a pack of stray dogs. They become friends with dogs and like they ride on the back, and then it just becomes them like in the wilderness, like adventuring with this pack of stray dogs.
I would really want to see this.
I kind of want to just scrap what we're gonna do and try to like plan out this show now. Like, I'm down to watch this. This sounds amazing.
Maybe like they run into
Wait. They run? So do they have limbs now?
no,
or do they not?
like they're on the dogs.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say there's like 4 baguettes, and they could be different kinds of bread, you know.
No. The difference is that they each have like a different type of butter on them or something.
Garlic
one's
butter
like-
and slaw.
Yeah, right.
They like run into like an encampment of like these, I don't know, people that just live out in the woods, and they finally see bread and they try to eat them. So like the dogs attack people while the bread just lays there, kind of narrating what's going on. I guess they could have like inner monologue or something. I don't know. And then after, like, the dogs eat the people, because that would happen. It'd be pretty cool. They pick up the bread and they keep on adventuring. And there could be like ogres and stuff too, you know. Or some kind of French folklore could happen.
Wait. Hold on. Can I ask what time period this is taking place in?
This could be like
Could this be during the French and English War?
something
Like back in like the Middle Ages ish.
Yeah, Middle Ages would be pretty neat, actually.
So that this bread is just traveling around in the middle of this war, getting caught between warring factions of the English and the French.
Yeah, something like that.
That sounds amazing.
Maybe like the pack of dogs eventually gets killed and they get picked up by the soldiers or something. And but the whole time you're like, how is this bread gonna be stale? Like, you never know. It could, that could be the last episode where
no. I got a good part for this. All right, so there's going to obviously have to be this overarching plot of a legendary golden bread, the golden baguette,
the golden butter.
And they say that the golden butter will stop the war.
Yeah.
And it turns out that's actually what the French-English War is about. It's literally just about who owns the golden butter.
And it's in a cave, behind a waterfall. And there's a treasure map involved of
that's hidden inside of one of the baguettes.
Yeah.
Baked inside the baguette.
Yeah. So one of the baguettes is the whole thing is they're looking for bread, and they're gonna try to tear apart these loaves of bread to find the map. So this bread is trying to stay alive, and his other bread friends know that he has the map inside of him.
Because they were goddamn, they were his bake mates. They were the ones that were baked with him in the oven.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah, so I think that's what this anime is about.
Well, you are super wrong.
Okay.
He's wrong, but I love this creativity.
Yes. I
want to watch this show.
Yes, let's develop it. Well, it's about a group of 13-year-olds with enormous foreheads.
Okay.
And I am not lying. Brandon can vouch for me on this. They have enormous foreheads.
I'm sorry, I just can't get over the baguettes.
So,
oh god.
Are these kids do they have psychic powers because
no.
of their enlarged heads?
Let me actually line out why the giant heads are a thing. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this series came out while I was in high school, and my one friend Doug was telling me and how he didn't like Code Lyoko, and his whole reason was because they have large foreheads. Now, he's not wrong, because going back and rewatching the series years later, I'm like, oh my god, they are big. One of the you remember what Vegeta looks like, right? That fucker has a huge widow's peak.
Yeah.
Think double that size for these characters.
The picture is in Skype, Ryan.
All right.
Look at it from the chat, but yes, it's literally at least double the size of their face is what that forehead is. It's nuts.
And
the Frankenstein forehead is going on.
Okay, I've never watched it, but I have seen these characters.
Okay.
On the internet at some point.
Yeah. It came on when they moved Toonami to, I think, Sunday night or Saturday nights.
Maybe I did catch.
And replaced it with Maguzi, which...
Yeah.
The programming wasn't terrible, but it was a terrible bumper block.
Yeah.
It could not compare to Tom and all the fun stuff with that.
And it was from September 3rd, 2003 to November 10th, 2007 on France 3. And it's about these kids who fight an evil computer virus?
No, he's an AI, an artificial intelligence.
AI. And as he plans on taking over the real world through the world of Lyoko.
So, they... Wait, so a computer virus
AI.
An AI takes over a kid, or the kid is the AI.
No, this AI tries to take over the world. He can possess people in later seasons.
Yes. It's quite interesting the way that they do his powers, in that he's locked inside of a single supercomputer that's within an underground part of a factory, an abandoned factory.
Next, of course, it's next to the kid's school. Yay!
It's not next to the school.
I thought it was like close by.
It's close enough, but they have to go through like the sewers to get to it.
Oh, okay.
Like they generally go through a manhole, travel through the sewers to get to the factory.
Okay, I thought it was like close by.
It's close enough, but I mean they're using skateboards and like a scooter to get there.
Oh, so it's not on campus?
It is not on campus, not at all.
I kind of remembered being on campus. Okay.
No, they travel through the sewers using skateboards and a scooter. I don't think there's a bike as well, but they use basically those things to make the trip faster. So it's at least a decent distance away. It's not right next door.
And the interesting part is, like, these school scenes are CGI, but whenever they go into Lyoko, computer gen.
You realize CGI is the same thing, right?
Yeah, CGI, computer gen. I don't know.
You said the school scenes were CGI. They're 2D.
I did?
You did.
Crap, sorry.
The school scenes are 2D, and when they get into Lyoko, they go into CGI, which it's not bad CGI. It's not amazing, but it's not bad.
It's not Beast Wars level.
Is a computer.
Yes.
So yes, the world inside the supercomputer is called Lyoko, hence the name. And Xana uses Lyoko as a way to access different parts of the real world.
Like, they can teleport to it or change it?
There's actually little things inside of the factory along with the supercomputer called scanners. So they literally scan their bodies into, like their bodies and their consciousness into the Lyoko, into the world of Lyoko.
Huh.
And after season 4, I think like a year or two later, there was a season 5 with live action and CGI.
It was not as good from what I've heard.
Hey, but at the time it was on, Melanie, if I'm pronouncing that with a proper French accent, Melanie Tran was pretty cute.
I mean, that's great. I don't really care if the actress is cute so long as the story's good.
Hey, sometimes...
I prefer quality over someone being cute, man.
Hey, I remember there was this one season of Power Rangers I watched solely for the one actress. She was hot.
That's
okay?
considered an obsession.
I could counter something, but I don't want to.
But, no.
And you know where I'm going.
But, like, the characters were always interesting because this was it wasn't just an episodic series. There was arcs and spanning and overarching stories. You had, like, character development happening. However, some characters, because they would find out things or because situations would get dire, there was a feature implant, like, given onto the supercomputer to turn back time by, like, a day. Now, anybody that has been scanned into Lyoko is unaffected by this, but anybody outside of that is completely vulnerable to it. There is, however, a catch-22 in that if somebody dies, they don't come back. They are permanently dead.
Okay.
So there are stakes here. There's not a way around that.
You mean like if they die in the computer?
No. If anybody dies, like outside of the whole Return to the Past program, they won't come back.
Which
I assume that happens at some point.
I don't remember if it does.
Yeah, I don't know, because the supercomputer is something that they discover. It's not something that was made for them. So I don't know if one of the characters, Jeremy, the genius kid of the group, just read up on that in the supercomputer's documents, or if it's something they discovered by like without realizing it.
And the computer is it an evil thing, or
The supercomputer itself isn't evil. It's the AI within it that's evil.
okay?
Like when they discover the AI is kind of locked within Lyoko, it cannot escape that. It can interact with the outside world by taking over what they call towers inside of it, and through the towers, it can access other technology outside of Lyoko.
Okay.
So let's just say the AI is called Xana. So let's just say Xana takes over a tower. It could now have access to, I don't know. Let's just say
Power plant.
I was going to go more along the lines of one that was already used, which was what was it? It was like access to trains and able to like switch the tracks of a train. So in one episode, you have literally a group of, I think it was a passenger train on a collision that it switched to have a collision course with a train that was carrying like oil or something like that, like an explosive chemical.
Ooh.
So they were on a time limit to basically take back control of the tower and deactivate it and then return everything back to the past before people were just mass slaughtered.
Yeah, for being a kind of kid show, this had like big consequences.
Yeah, there were some bigger consequences, and it could get kind of dark. Now, the other thing is, like, as I was saying before, with the main characters, you have character progression and character arcs. With the characters that aren't being put into Lyoko, you don't get that. Because every episode basically ended with a return to the past. So anything those other characters would have learned or any way they would have grown disappears.
Oh, shit. Like, so, say they read something important
Yeah.
in the, I guess, the computer documents, and then they go in the past, they don't recall.
No. All the main characters who get into Lyoko, they retain their memories. So, like, the main 5 characters keep their memories throughout the entire series.
The entire series.
Okay.
But anybody that has never been in Lyoko does not get to keep their memories.
Like the super popular girl, the custodian, some other side characters that appear a lot.
Yeah. The gym teacher Jim is gym teacher Jim. Yeah, there you go. I just realized
he was a custodian.
No, he's a gym teacher.
Okay.
But he's the guy that doesn't get to remember things. At one point, nearly sacrificing himself, to die, so that the guys could get to Lyoko and fix the shit. Also, another character would be the super popular you were talking about, Sissy, aka Elizabeth. Who she's a bitch throughout most of the series, but when push comes to shove, she's a really good person. She's also sacrificed herself on at least 1 or 2 occasions to allow them to get to the factory to then fix the problem.
Yeah, but basically they say, hey, we need to get to this factory. We're the only ones who can save your life. And it's like, why? We'll tell you later. And then she goes, oh, okay. And
I mean, it's in the middle of her being attacked, but like the group of them being attacked by something usually.
And they reverse.
And that's why she's willing to believe it.
She doesn't know.
And then she doesn't remember, and any of that character growth she would have had is gone. And it sucks because like there's character there, there's something good there, and it just keeps getting removed.
They couldn't have her tag along.
I don't see why not. It's not like she hasn't proved herself on multiple occasions.
But I think in the final episode where they truly defeat Xana, they like, hey, we know you're a good person, do you want to be our friend? And she's like, oh, secretly I wanted to be your friend all this time. How did you know?
That's cute.
But potentially I kind of feel like she's the best character. Even though she gets ripped off the entire time.
Is she in a lot of the episodes? Or?
Oh, yes. She's almost always within, like, the school scenes.
Okay.
So she's one of the main characters outside of the main, like, 5.
But yeah, as far as like the interesting part of powers that Xana has goes, it goes from like in one episode being able to control different types of technology through the towers, right? To eventually being able to activate the scanners and scan the monsters that he creates in Lyoko into reality.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, since the world of Lyoko is kind of a video game.
Pretty much. A VR video game.
Yes, since they do have health points and power-ups and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Like one of the characters, Odd, basically turns into like a cat man. And can fire like, you know, like how Buzz Lightyear has that laser on his wrist?
Yeah.
Like think that, but shooting mini arrowheads instead.
Okay.
And of course, Yumi, the Asian girl, she becomes a geisha.
Who has what is it? The geisha fans that
Yeah.
can go full circle and become basically shuriken, like giant shuriken. And then there's Ulrich, who becomes a samurai essentially.
What about the
Nerdy kid.
Yeah.
We never know. He's been in Lyoko before. They've teased us with what he looks like, but they never actually show it. Like, everybody says he looks hilarious in there, but they never show us what he looks like.
And the weird part is, he has a girlfriend in Lyoko.
Yeah, when they discover Lyoko, they find Aelita inside of that world. A girl who takes on the appearance of, like, an elf.
She, like, stuck in there?
That's what they believe, and Jeremy falls in love with her. So the entire point of season 1 is to somehow release her from the supercomputer.
Okay.
So when Jeremy originally discovers it, he has to turn it on, thus reactivating Xana and him discovering Aelita. The entire first season is to bring Aelita out of Lyoko. Then we can shut it back down. We don't got to worry about Xana anymore.
But then we find out her father is also in there.
Well, not that yet. That's season 3. Season 2 is that she's still connected even though she's outside of the system. Like, they shut down Xana and she passes out and does not wake up until they turn it back on. It's season 3 where they discover her father and the fact that her father has a connection, has a way to sever that connection to Xana in season 3.
And
Like, we start discovering that we start discovering that Aelita was never actually part of Lyoko. She was scanned in years ago.
Oh, shit.
So, although her appearance is, like, of a 12, 13-year-old, she's actually, like, 40?
I'm not sure. She was... No. She was scanned in when she was still young. So she aged in there.
Oh. But when she comes out of Lyoko, she seems, like, 12, 13.
Yeah, she aged inside of Lyoko. She was scanned in when she was, like, 7 or 8.
Okay.
Okay,
So she
okay.
aged inside of the system.
So, Lyoko is kind of like a Dragon Ball Z time compression chamber where everything slows down.
Kind of like that, more or less. I'm not 100% sure on timings.
Mm-mm.
I know that she was scanned in when she was younger and she aged up inside. Whether or not that was on a shorter time frame than the outside world, I don't know.
Okay.
Thing is, she doesn't remember her past. And it's only, like, slowly throughout season 3 that she starts, like, getting these memories back.
And do you ever figure out, like, who put the computer there or what?
It was her father. Her father
Okay.
created the supercomputer, created Xana to be the mediator, since his plan was to both scan himself and Aelita into Lyoko, where they would be safe. Because he had done some shit that the government wasn't happy about, and they were basically sending the FBI to, or the KGB, one of the two, to, like, murder him.
Or
So,
whatever the
why-
fiance is.
Basically to erase the evidence.
So why or how does Xana turn, like, evil or whatever?
Most likely, I believe it's, like, his ability to learn. It just kind of went out of control.
Okay. Kind of like Terminators.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Were they the T-700s?
But, yeah, no, like, we go through that, and eventually it gets to the point where Xana breaks himself out of Lyoko and has access into the internet.
Oh shit.
So
yeah, that's
an
not good.
AI working through the internet to then fuck with everything. And like as we're going along, like Jeremy's developing new shit for the supercomputer and Lyoko and all that, from like vehicles to essentially like a giant ass submarine to go through what they call the digital sea, which is basically their version of the internet. Like it's the manifestation of the internet is literally an ocean.
And is that the fifth world of Lyoko?
The fifth world is the core where Xana was located. That's where they were going to destroy him.
The big blue area?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were going to destroy Xana in the core, which is where his AI would be located in Lyoko.
And Lyoko is, they split into 4 sections, like forest, desert, mountain, and...
Glacier. And then you have the core, which is literally just a giant orb, which has like puzzles inside of it, like moving walls and stairs and shit.
Was there ever a Code Lyoko video game?
Yes, on the Wii.
Really?
And I assume on some other platforms. I played it.
Was it good or?
It wasn't bad. I don't remember the story, but I remember the gameplay wasn't the worst.
Okay.
It was out.
Did they all keep their huge foreheads?
Yes. I believe like the outside parts at like the school and stuff, I think that was all done in like a visual novel style.
Oh.
And then you had your usual 3D platformer movements and shit inside Lyoko.
Oh. Kind of makes me want to Wii now.
It wasn't bad. I will say that. I don't remember the story for shit, but I remember the gameplay was not bad.
Okay.
Like, it kind of surprised me that it didn't get more just because... I think there was also one on the DS, too. I don't know if it was just a different version of the same game, or if it was a different game altogether.
Huh.
But I played the Wii, that one. Yeah, I'd say for someone that likes the series, give it a shot.
Yeah, sounds pretty interesting.
And not that we'll want you to watch all of it, Ryan, but 95 episodes.
It's a long series. I watched it every afternoon after school.
Half hour.
Yeah, half hour.
Minutes.
I watched a lot of it, but sometimes I didn't really. I don't know.
I kind of fell off at the
Background
last
noise.
season, so it took me a while to like finally go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Because in the last season, Xana's out on the loose and he's taking over military bases and their computers.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh yeah, and the best part is, right, they not only have to scan themselves into Lyoko, travel through the digital sea to wherever in that sea that supercomputer would be at, they then need to scan themselves out of Lyoko in this new location, which is military bases located all over different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember one's in America, in, like, Arizona somewhere at one point.
So wait, how do they get out of Lyoko?
It's like a reverse scan. Like, Jeremy develops a way to scan them without the scanner. They're scanned out of Lyoko in their, like, Lyoko gear.
Huh. I don't think I saw any of season 4 then.
Yeah, it is a weird one. And, again, I kind of fell off with 4, so I'm fuzzy on the exact parts of this and how it worked. But it was one of the more interesting parts of it. Like, I just got too busy with, like, real life and shit, so I didn't have a chance to, actually polish it off and watch it. So keep in mind, there's also, like, I don't know if the military people that are controlling that computer even realize that that Xana's got control of it. Mm-hmm. So they could very well still be defending that computer from people that are trying to break in.
Huh.
So, is it an abandoned military factory, or is it just an abandoned factory that the dad didn't want anybody to find or something?
It was literally just like a mass production factory. It was, just a generic one.
Okay.
Franz Hopper, which is Eilena's father, set up everything in that basement, and it was still abandoned. Actually, I think he actually bought that factory. It was an abandoned factory that I think he bought.
And one of my favorite lines that I remember that I didn't really think of before when I was watching was to explain Eilena, oh yeah, she's my cousin from Canada. Which is funny because this show comes from France. Quebec is in Canada. Quebec speaks French. She came from Quebec.
It's a legitimate reason if you can fake the paperwork.
Yeah.
Which Jeremy did. But yeah, you've got like Yumi, the goth, like Asian girl. The one, I think she's like the only Asian there, actually.
William
Even though she
looked half Asian.
Yeah, he might have been. Speaking of William, yes. William is a character that eventually gets possessed by Xana almost permanently until the end of the series. Like, he gets absorbed, like, possessed inside of Lyoko because they decided to bring him in as a member. And it gets fucked fast. Xana possesses him and takes control of him, and he is just gone. He'll appear now and then to, like, fight the main cast and try to, like, screw them over and keep them from getting to a tower or from, like, getting to something else that's important within the within Lyoko.
Okay. Like, other than that, like, Xana doesn't know what's going on in the real world unless they're in Lyoko?
I assume that he would know. I mean, it's why he's able to, like, once he possesses a tower, he's able to access technology outside, in the outside world.
Okay.
So I assume he's able to, like, monitor it. He just can't get out and do anything unless he's possessing a tower. And even then, I think he's, like, limited to either 1 or 2 at a time. Yeah, if I remember right, he could only do 1 at a time at first, until at one point or another, I think he's had, like, 2 or 3 active at once.
How the hell does he access? Do they have, like... How does he get internet if it's an abandoned...
I mean, there's a supercomputer in there. I'm sure it has access to the internet. Franz Hopper needed that at some point.
I gotta put all my porn on this computer.
That's the thing that was hidden in the core. That's what corrupted Xana. That's what made him evil.
Yeah.
All of the porn hidden on his servers.
I torrented too much porn and there's a worm in the wand.
That's exactly what it is. He torrented the wrong section of porn, and it just corrupted Xana.
Well, I guess that about wraps up this episode.
As hilarious as it's been.
Off topic of the anime, I forgot about news.
Okay.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z comes out this coming Friday, January 26th.
Ooh.
It's a I guess a Marvel vs. Capcom kind of game, but with Dragon Ball Z characters. It doesn't look like there's like a lot of selection of characters.
I know that the beta does not have all the characters in it yet.
I'm kind of looking at the character list. They have, you know how like Tenkaichi 3?
Yeah, Tenkaichi. Yeah.
Like how they had like, we have like 80 characters, but 10 of them were different forms of Goku.
Plus, how many of them were just clones with the same moveset?
Yeah. So this game literally has like 3 different Gokus, 2 different Gohans.
I mean, in the case of Gohan, you're talking like Gohan from when he was young to when he is an adult.
Yeah.
So you're talking like an age difference in this case.
They have Future Trunks, but they don't have Kid Trunks.
They do have Gotenks.
Now, is this blue hair Future Trunks or purple hair Future Trunks?
That is a good question. I am not sure.
Okay, so they're going back to purple.
Yeah, well, they're using the Z version then, not the Super version.
Okay.
But they have Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta.
And Goku. They're both there.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
That's a mouthful.
Yes.
And literally in the manga, Vegeta's reasoning for changing it is because I hate saying it.
They have Hit in there, which is weird.
Hit's in there. Beerus is in there.
I don't remember seeing him in any...
He's not in the beta.
Other game.
Wait. He's in Xenoverse 2.
Okay.
He's a DLC character in Xenoverse 2.
Because I've never seen him in any other game.
Well, I mean, there haven't been that many games that have come out since Hit was debuted.
Okay.
Like, it's literally just been Xenoverse 2, and that's only because he was DLC, and now Fighters.
Spelled with a Z.
Exactly.
That's cool they have the Majin form. Android 21.
Oh, so that's actually a legitimate thing. Okay. I'd seen it, but I wasn't sure if it was a character that had been created by like a fan or something.
Yeah.
I'm curious how that plays out then.
Yeah, it looks like it might be okay. I hate these kind of fighting games though because
So do I. I'm terrible at them, but this is one that's caught my interest just because it looks like the anime. Like it looks like I'm playing the anime.
Yeah, and
it's like a fun couch co-op.
We're probably going to be doing a FIFA Gaming on this if we didn't start already by the time this episode comes up.
Yeah, plans are in place.
Yay.
They show it, but then again, like, I don't know if it's... No, okay, yeah, this is Z Trunks. Yeah, he's got the clothing from Z. Because he's just in Super Saiyan form. So I wouldn't know for sure until I looked at the clothing. But it's Z Trunks, it's not Super Trunks. They got all the androids in there, except for 19 and 20. Frieza, obviously, Boo, both Fat and Kid, Cell, Krillin. I believe Yamcha's in there as well as Tien and Chaozu. Goku Black's in there.
Who do they usually have in the other ones?
Well, they pull out a lot of movie villains, which this one isn't doing. Like, surprisingly, Broly is not in this. At least as far as I'm aware of.
Yeah, they'll probably come out with, like, a DLC.
It wouldn't surprise me. I'm 100% certain that they have not released all of the DLC.
It might be free.
It's not.
No.
You can pre-order the game at, like, I think it's $90 on Steam.
Come on.
$95 on Steam, and you get all of the DLC characters as they come out.
Come on, Ryan. Free DLC.
Well, I mean, technically, there is. If you pre-order, you get Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta, and Goku immediately.
Oh,
I assume that they'll slowly be released for free for everyone else.
Almost not even worth pre-ordering games ever.
For the most part. Although, if you did it on PS4, you got access to the beta. So there was that. That was really the only reason to pre-order it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What is the roster again? Yeah, we got Goku, Vegeta, Gohan as a teenager, or, you know, if you want to get technical, a 12-year-old. Super Saiyan Trunks from the future, Krillin, Piccolo, Frieza, Cell, Boo, Android 18, who has a team up with 17. Like 17 is her is like an immediate assist character that's with her.
That's cool. 16,
Tien and Chaozu, who are the same as 16 and 17. Yamcha, Captain Ginyu, who has an assist from... He has the entire Ginyu Force behind him. Like, his moves include bringing in the Ginyu Force characters as well.
Oh my god.
I've seen pictures of it happening. Like, you have Goldo coming in there. You have Jace, Birder, and Raccoon. I want to fuck around with Ginyu so badly. Nappa, Gotenks, Adult Gohan, Kid Buu, Hits in there, Beerus, Goku Black, and then Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta, and Goku.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's the release list as far as, like, what you're getting upon immediately buying the game.
Yeah.
As far as what DLC characters are going to come out, I have no idea. I'm going to assume we're going to get, like, Caulifla and Kale. Because those two characters, like, people love them way too much to ignore them. I'm assuming we're going to get some other characters out of the Tournament of Power arc as well. Maybe Videl? Maybe? I don't know.
Mr. Satan.
Oh, yeah, no, that has to be in there. We need to all hail Satan. Like, you can't ignore the champ. He needs to be in there. Like, I don't care if he's weaker than everyone else on a technical level. He needs to be in there for posterity. Or if nothing else, add him in as, like, an assist for Boo. For Fat Boo.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Actually, he might be an assist for Fat Boo now that I'm thinking about it. Like, he might be in Fat Boo's Ultimate, is what I'm thinking of. Or like somebody starting to threaten Hercule and Boo gets angry. You hurt Hercule!
Yeah, they don't have Hercule in the game.
Hercule is Mr. Satan.
I thought he was...
It is literally Hercule Satan. That is his full name.
I was thinking of a different character then. What the fuck? What the hell is his name? Who's the dude that does that Sunday move?
You're thinking Raditz, and yes, I think he should be in there too. I hadn't even thought of Raditz, but yeah.
That is freaking... One of the dude has horns, but I was thinking of
horns. Would that be Janemba or Dabura?
I think it's Dabura.
The Demon King, the guy that's like pink and helped with Boo coming out. Yeah, Dabura.
That's who I was thinking of.
I could see them bringing him in. He's got that whole like turn people to stone spit, and I mean you got Boo with the candy beam. It can't be that much different. But the only thing is you can't get costumes on these characters, which kind of sucks. But that's because the entirety of the characters are hand done. So all that you can really do is give them like a palette swap.
Really? So this is all hand drawn?
Well, they're CG characters.
Okay,
so okay. But yes, the textures and everything, like they're hand done.
Wow.
It's one of the reasons why this looks so much like an anime brought to life. Think the South Park games and how realistic they look to the show. Uh-huh. This is the same shit with anime.
Dude, this looks pretty badass.
I am hyped for this game. I want it.
So I guess on that note, we're going to be ending?
I think so, although I think we need to get Orion's rating first.
Good point. Orion, rating.
Rating? Why can't I think of the thing we were talking about? Yes.
There you go. You're welcome.
I'd probably watch it. I'd probably skim through it, or at least watch like the first few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe have it on as like background noise. Yeah. But it sounds pretty interesting. I guess like, do you want me to give it a out of a 10?
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
I'll give it like a 7.
Okay.
So you mean it's a 3?
Yeah.
Obviously, if we're going by game rating logic, a 7 means it's dog shit.
5 out of 7.
Oh, God.
Yep. Yeah. So, next time is... I don't know what next time will be.
Hell Satan.
Look, alright, we all do that, okay? I mean, come on. Everybody lives in Satan City.
Satan? Alright. I'll see you guys.
Alright, later.
Bye, everyone. Don't let your baguettes get salty or soggy.
Yes. Stay tuned for Baguette Adventure.
Super Baguette Z.